I'm Dwight McCarran. I'm head of the Stoughton Historical Society. I've lived more than half my life now in Stoughton. So I've been president here since about 2006.
My name is Richard Pratt, and I'm the curator for the Stoughton Historical Society.
My name is Ken Beauregard. So I ended up volunteering here in around May 2023. So this year will be like 2 years.
In the woods I would see stone walls and foundations of buildings, and thought someday maybe I can figure out who built those.
I became involved with the society after I retired. The position of curator became open, and they asked me if you'd like to become curator, and I said yes.
I met Dwight McCarran from going on hikes in Stoughton, and from there I came to the Historical Society, and I kind of liked what I saw.
The mission is to preserve the history, through documents, through artifacts, pictures of Stoughton for the future generations. You've got to understand the past, really, to put things in perspective, I believe, going forward.
We have a group of volunteers that come on Tuesdays from 10 to 3, and we just do the various tasks that we have to do. We get new materials, we discuss our new materials, we review what we know about Stoughton history. Of course, we also talk about each other's lives too. I mean, that's an excellent part of it here, sort of the camaraderie and making a few new friends in your old age. Of course, it's an unpaid position, but since they say that if you have something that you like to do, it doesn't matter if you're paid for it or not, as long as you're not starving. And I mean, we're so blessed to have this building, which is owned by the town, former public library, but leased by the Historical Society at a nominal sum. Town pays for most of all the large expenses, the heat we're feeling right now, the lights, the roof.
We have a lot of documents. We have a lot of objects, a lot of paintings, pictures, photographs. We have thousands, probably, photographs. We have a few thousand artifacts also. We
have, according to the Excel spreadsheet, over 2,000 items in the archives, maybe 2,300, 2,400 items. My task is to go through all these boxes and confirm what's in the boxes compared to what's on the Excel spreadsheet, and then try to find duplicates, find things that are missing, things of that nature.
We've been taking in artifacts and documents for 130 years, and so our inventory has grown quite a bit.
When someone donates an item to the Historical Society, they'll fill out a donation sheet, and the article will come down here, and I'll catalog it in the system and give it its own number and own location on the Excel spreadsheet. This here is just an ashtray from a company called Phillips Incorporated, and they were a machine screw company, but they were just a machine company. They made a lot of different things.
There are different levels of historical appeal. Some people don't really care about the Revolutionary War at all, but they're very interested, and used to be able to get chicken for 19 cents a pound in a Roxy special that would be announced. So there's different levels of interest that people have in history, and we try and touch on them, as many of them as we can.
As you can see down the bottom, it says Stoughton, Massachusetts. And the building is still there, but the company just shut down recently. That would be something that we'd want to keep, want to archive. As a company that's no longer here, and it was very, very big business, especially like during World War II. But it's a lot of like digging into boxes and looking for stuff.
Because the trouble with history is there's so damn much of it. When you look around just in this room here, you have things from the time that we became a town in 1726, or even before that.
We're always open to receiving new items, documents, pictures, and objects, artifacts.
We've been part of local Juneteenth celebrations, Martin Luther King Day celebrations, and I give walks too. I tend to give a lot of historical walks to places where we explore old railroad lines or Glen Echo, Ames Pond. So each year we probably have at least 5 walks, some of which are sponsored by the library, and I tend to be the leader of those walks.
We recently did a display for Danino's Pizza. That's the most recent display that I helped work on, and that was, a significant restaurant business in Stoughton for a really long time. And one of the gentlemen, Dan Mock, he was able to get some these items from the pizza restaurants.
I write a newsletter 4 times a year, and that may be the thing that I feel some of the greatest accomplishment with, because I'm actually putting down the history, capturing the history, and know that I rely on looking at other newsletters that people have written to sort of find out what was happening, not only at the time, but most of the newsletters are looking back at a period of time of history that could be the Civil War, it could be the latest journal we're transcribing.
I've been trying to focus on both the documents and the artifacts collections, in making sure that we have good records on these items. Because, yes, we have them, but it does no one any good if we can't get our hands on it, or if we don't know it's here. In generations to come, I'd like to think that we'll provide some real benefit in information to future generations. I can't call it work, it's a labor of love, so to speak.
I'd say I've adopted the town of Stoughton, a humble place, but where we live. It has a fascinating history. Each year I learn more about it.
It really is really rewarding. If you like history and like family history, it just falls in line with what I love to do.
For any people out there who are interested in history, have been meaning to come down to the Historical Society, or looking for something productive to do in their retirement, we do need a clothing curator. If you come down here, there's really not a lot of pressure. We have fun, and we move forward and learn about Stoughton history. So come on down. We've been through a lot of difficult things in this country: Civil War, Revolutionary War, Great Depression, even the Vietnam War. We've been through some terrible times, and times that most people in this generation may never have experienced. We went through them and we survived, and we shall continue to do so.